Hello students, I am Vivek and today we are going to talk about class 9 civics chapter constitutional design. Yes, we are going to talk about the making of our constitution, what is constitution, why we require constitution, what were the problem faced by Indian constitution makers while framing for the constitution of India. In today's video, we are going to talk about what is the basic meaning of the constitution. As the chapter name says, constitutional design. So first of all, we should be aware what is the meaning of the constitution, right? Next we will see the case study of the South Africa, how South African people got their constitution. They have fought for apartheid, racial discrimination, and in the end they got the finest constitution of this world, right? So we'll see the case study of the democratic constitution in South Africa. At the end of this video we will be discussing about why do we need a constitution, what is the purpose behind, what was the purpose of making a constitution. Life cannot be easy without the constitution, is it so, or something else? What was the idea behind the making of the constitution, right? Let's talk about our topic 1, that is, what is a constitution? So constitution basically, guys, is a set of fundamental rules. Constitution is a set of fundamental rules designed or framed to govern a country. To govern a country, what we require a system of rule, or you can say we require rule of law, so that a country can be efficiently governed. Let's take the example of our country, India. That's a big country, huge diversity is there, so many caste systems, so many religious things, different culture, different languages. In fact, in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution, there are 22 official languages. So, to accommodate such a big diversity, we need a set of rules. Without, if human beings were angels, they were not requiring any government to rule them, right? But we are not angels, we are too human, so we require set of fundamental rules to govern and to live in a society in a harmony and peace. So all in all, we can say a constitution is a set of fundamental rules, is a set of basic principles according to which a country is governed, right? So this was the definition of the constitution, as a set of rules. Now we'll see the case study of democratic constitution in South Africa. Let's move on to the study of the South Africa and the story of the South Africa. Guys, South Africa was a colony of white Europeans. South Africa was a colony of white Europeans, same like India. We were also a colony of white Europeans. White Europeans, we mean like Britishers, United Kingdom. Okay, so same way the South Africa was also a colony of white Europeans. The only difference between India and South Africa is Britisher left our country, but these white Europeans of South Africa settled there only. They settled in South Africa only, right? And due to that, they discriminated. They started discriminating with the native South Africans, the indigenous South Africans who were the native of South Africa only. Those people were discriminated by these white Europeans. This discrimination, there is a particular term for that, what we call it as apartheid. What we call it as apartheid. Apartheid is discrimination on the basis of color. Yes, it is on the basis of color. What is apartheid? As a discrimination on the basis of color, guys, on the basis of color. So color, it will be like white Europeans of white color and native South Africans were of black color. So the difference was between, discrimination was between white and blacks. So let's talk about ethnic composition, ethnicity of South Africa. On the basis of color, we were having whites, we were having blacks, and there was another race called as colored. Colored, yes. Whites are European people. Blacks, we have native South Africans, and for colored we have Indians. Yes, we Indians are neither white nor black. We are into colored race, right? Indians, those who have migrated from India and settled into South Africa, were termed as colored over there. Blacks were in majority, right? Because these were native, the 2/3 of the population was of blacks only. Whites were in minority, but though still they were ruling over blacks and they were doing apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination on the basis of color, and due to this apartheid there was a segregation of blacks. Now what is this segregation means? Segregation means alienating blacks from white or from public places. Whites were blacks were prohibited to use the public facilities that were already used by whites. You cannot travel into a bus in which whites were traveling. You cannot use a restaurant. You cannot dine out in that restaurant that was reserved for whites. You cannot use their swimming pools. You cannot use their toilets. So these blacks were alienated from the white society, from the areas where whites were living, from the public facilities which whites were using, and this alienation is called as segregation of blacks. But that they were forbidden, they were not allowed to use the public facilities that were used by white people. So this was the discrimination going on in South Africa, that was called as apartheid, and that is on the basis of color. Whites were discriminating with blacks and colored people. Blacks and colored were segregated from the society, right? Now next we will see opposition of South African people against apartheid. How South African people opposed apartheid. There was an organization named as ANC. ANC stands for African National Congress. The party named as African National Congress was the umbrella organization fighting for the cause. The cause was to remove the apartheid system. This African National Congress along with this party there were certain other communist parties as well, various political parties of South Africa. They came under a single roof, that is like under the roof of African National Congress. So African National Congress is the umbrella organization for the fight of eliminating this discrimination. The leader of ANC at that time was a very famous personality named as Mr. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is the second non-citizen Indian, guys. Remember it. Nelson Mandela is the second non-citizen Indian who has got the Bharat Ratna. Yes, he got Bharat Ratna. Nelson Mandela was the leader of ANC at that time, and due to his criticism against this apartheid system and due to his fight against this apartheid system, what white Europeans did, he sent him to jail. He sent him to jail in 1964, and he has been imprisoned for around 28 years. Yes, 28 years. But still fight continues. ANC is still fighting against this. When gradually when the international pressure came on the white Europeans against this discriminatory policy, they came to realize that this is not possible now, that they can rule over black majority people of South Africa with such a discriminatory policy. So they have to do away with such discriminatory policy with a gradual shift of the time. And the thing is, what happened on 26th of April 1994, this racial discrimination system was done away with, and on the 26th of April 1994, new flag of Republic of South Africa unfurled. New flag of Republic of South Africa was unfurled. The date is 26th of April 1994, and Nelson Mandela became the first president of the Republic of South Africa, right? So once they got the independence, they started to think about making a constitution. Now they were done with the clashes between whites and blacks due to this racial kind of discrimination, due to racial discrimination. Now they want to lead the country peacefully, and they want harmony between whites and blacks, and to accommodate this diversity based on color, they have to make a constitution, and they decided to make a constitution. And they have tried to inculcate, in fact they did inculcated several values into their South African constitution. Now we'll talk what were the values or features of the South African constitution. If we talk about the features of the South African constitution, it was basically based on equality. Equality means, guys, no one will be discriminated. All will be equal, whether he is white, he is black, or he is colored. All will be equal. There will be rule of law. No discrimination will be there. So the first feature was equality. Next we have is democratic values. Democratic values, like there will be elections, people will be having a right to vote, because at the time of that apartheid discrimination, black majority people were not having right to vote. Now the democratic values were inculcated into the constitution, and everyone is having a right to vote, and so that they can choose their representatives, choose their leaders. So democratic values were also taken into the consideration while making the South African constitution. Next we have is justice. No one will be deprived of justice. Everyone will be served with justice, Everyone will be considered equal. There will not be any discrimination. And next we have is human rights. Human rights. Citizens do have certain rights provided by the Constitution of South Africa. So these were the values, or you can say features, of the South African Constitution, guys. So that's how, like, you know, the democratic story or democratic constitution South Africa we have unfolded in this topic. There was a struggle against the apartheid initially. Blacks were segregated. Apartheid was opposed by ANC and Nelson Mandela. He was jailed for around 28 years. On 26th of April 1994, this apartheid system ended. New flag of Republic of South Africa unfurled. Ultimately, we have a constitution of South Africa based on these values, right? Now, let's move on to our last topic for today's video, for today's lecture, and that is why do we need a constitution? Why do we need a constitution? What is the requirement of the constitution? So we have to see कि हमें constitution क्यों चाहिए. The first reason that we need a constitution is to maintain coordination and trust between the people of the country. The first thing, that why do we need a constitution? So that to maintain the coordination and trust between the people of the country, guys. Coordination, trust, how? It's like, you know, in a diverse country like India, there must be some trust between some communities, that there will not be any unfair or unjust practice followed against them. Suppose we do have minorities like Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists and or Jains, right? These are into minority. These minorities should feel secure that there will not be any such law made by the majority of the country that will harm them. There will not be any unjust with such people, so that all the people in the society, be it from any caste, be it from any creed, be it from any religion, they can coordinate and they can trust each other easily and will accommodate this diversity, right? So second feature or second requirement of that why do we need a constitution is to define political structure of the country. What do you understand by the political structure of the country? Political structure, like how government will be formed, who will choose their representatives, how that government will work, how they will make laws, what will be the different organs of the government, be it executive, legislative or judiciary. So political structure means how a government is formed in a country. So to tell the citizens of the country or to define political structure of the country, what we require a constitution. Next requirement of the constitution is to limit the powers of the government, right? So why do we need a constitution? So that we can limit the powers of the government. Suppose we have chosen a government for us. How about like that government will rule by the stick? Rule will be strictly adhered by the citizens of that country, because the government is like not democratic anymore. They became dictator. So how about like if there will be no limit on the powers of the government? So to limit and to check and balance the powers of the government, what we require a constitution. And how like constitution limit the powers of the government? It limits the power of the government by telling citizens their rights, fundamental rights. Constitution gives citizen several fundamental rights. In fact, we have 6 fundamental rights. These fundamental rights tells us what are the rights in our society we are having, what are the rights in our country we are having, and if any government try to violate our rights, we can directly approach to Supreme Court or High Court. We can directly approach to our judiciary, that is independent judiciary is also a feature of the Indian Constitution or Indian federal structure. Next function we have is the requirement of the Constitution to fulfill the aspirations of the society. Why do require a constitution? To fulfill the aspirations of the society. What about the aspirations of the society? What it is? Aspirations. Every society want to live a quality life, lead a harmonious life between several members of the society. No one is like कोई नहीं चाहता कि सोसाइटी में हर प्रकार से दंगे होते रहें और सोसाइटी में हमेशा ही मतलब वायलेंस क्रिएट होता रहे. लोगों की इच्छाएं हैं कि कंट्री डेवलप करे, गवर्नमेंट उनके लिए कुछ पॉलिसीज बनाए, कुछ उनके लिए डायरेक्टिव्स डिसाइड करे, कुछ पॉलिसीज लेके आए जो पीपल वेलफेयर के लिए यूज किए जा सकें. द एस्पिरेशन ओवर हियर मीन्स the welfare of the society. Everyone wants that the society grooms. So to fulfill the aspirations of the society, we need a constitution. There is a term called as DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. These directive principles of state policies are mentioned into the constitution, and these DPSPs tells the government. It tells the government that what kind of guidelines, what kind of duty they have for the society, they have for their citizens, right? So these were the requirements of the constitution, and why do we need a constitution. So in today's video guys, what we have seen what is the constitution. We have talked about the constitution. Constitution is fundamental rules, or constitution is a set of principles to govern a country. We have seen the democratic constitutional fight of South Africa, and now we have talked about why do we need a constitution. So that's all for today's lecture guys. In the next video we will be talking about the making of the constitution and what were the problems faced by the Indian constitution makers. Thank you. That's it for today.